Okay, the third part of our structure is the character scheme. So we're looking at these archetypal characters that occur again and again in stories. So you've got your lead, your hero or heroine, the protagonist. You've got your villain, antagonist or baddie. You've got your mirror, which is your best friend, the person you talk to, the person who exists so that everything just doesn't end up being a monologue. And they're usually someone who is like you but not you, similar status, but it just isn't about them. And you've got your goal, which is the person that you're pursuing, or the love interest, the love story. If you get them, you're fulfilled. And the mentor, the wise person, the advisor, the teacher, the wizard. Okay, so the lead, Roy, Richard Dreyfuss, an ordinary guy, just like you. In a way, here the villain is if you like, the authorities or mainstream society. You know, is represented by the group of people, the authorities that won't listen, I guess. The goal, well, the goal as expressed as a character, you could say it's the wife of the boy, the Gillian, sorry, not the wife of the boy. What am I talking about? The mother of the boy, um, because they do kiss at the end, and there was no need for that really, but it's quite nice in a story when it has this romance, and that's very much like an American element, or mainstream element. If you want to, if you want to do well in big, high quality, high audience entertainment, have why not make a love interest of sorts? Because when an audience sees a man and then a woman arrives, or the other way around, part of our instinct is, oh, I wonder if they'll get together. And often in European cinema, we're dogged by reality, which is like, oh, well, I know plenty of women and we don't get together, so why should this happen? Well, stories are meant to appeal to something deeper within us, these archetypes, which obviously Spielberg and Lucas ran with a lot of that and, became so successful, and as is the whole Spider-Man Batman thing. The mirror, it's at first I was thinking, oh well, it is Gillian, the mother of the little boy, because they've got a lot in common and they've got stuff to talk about. And then I started thinking, well, maybe it's actually the nerdy translator who's the guy in the opening sequence who starts saying, hey, what's happening? Who is like the audience. He expresses our feelings of, hey, what's going on? But also, he looks very much like Richard Dreyfuss. And in a way, he's the mirror on the inside. It's not that they're friends. It's not that that Dreyfuss gets to speak to this guy. But this guy is discovering what's going on from the inside. And he's like Dreyfuss is like the outsider of the authorities, discovering without any particular expertise what's going on. He's following his instincts and his heart. And then you've got the mirror image of him on the inside, he's a bit of an outsider as well. He's not one of the experts. He was brought in as a translator for Truffaut's character. And he, so he's the insider mirror, I would say. Because the mirror he actually speaks to is, if it's not Gillian, the mother of the boy, then he has none, which is fine because he's on his own. This is a sole single obsession, really. So that there's no great friend who's supporting him is right for this story. The mentor, well, it's Truffaut. Truffaut, who's the humanitarian expert, the gentle, soulful expert. He doesn't meet this expert for a while, but this expert encourages him to go on his journey at the end, In his actual day-to-day life, he has no mentor. He's got no wisdom following him, again, which is right, because it's like a soul obsession. So the lead, Roy, villain, the government, the authorities, the soldiers. The goal, mother of the little boy, Gillian. The mirror, the nerdy translator. The mentor, truthful.